Oh shit, we don't have a theme song.
Oh shit, you're right. What are we gonna do?
I don't know, like, do we have time to buy something?
No, we just have to riff.
We're gonna just riff it?
Oh shit, it's the Nostalgic Front, a podcast from Patrick and Ream. We like movies, TV, and games, junk food, juice boxes, forgotten things.
Oh wow, that was adequate.
Yeah, that was like pretty good.
Yeah, are we just gonna use it for every episode?
I think we should. I think we have to.
Thank you for listening to the Nostalgic Front. I'm Patrick Hasty.
And I am Brandon Ream.
How is it going, Brandon?
Well, Patrick, let me tell you,
Yeah.
it is going, you'll never guess it.
I'm wondering. I'm all ears.
Well, hold on, let me just,
Let's see.
let me just get a little bit of coffee to
Yeah,
start.
I'll take some too.
It's going fantastic. It's going fantastic. Another fantastic top of the show.
Top of the show. Fantastic.
Great to be here with you.
It's great to be here with you.
We got one of the first nice days of spring.
It is. It's beautiful out.
Got the window cracked.
Windows open. You can smell it. You can hear it. Yeah, they got the sounds of the world up there.
Yeah. Smells like trees fucking.
It does smell like trees fucking. You know what when they fuck? You know what the cum is?
Seed?
Sap. But seed, yeah, too. Yeah, you know.
You talk about a sappy love story.
Hey, was that Joey Ficken join us for a minute? But fucking, that's a fun joke for no one, I guess.
Fun joke for me.
Well, yeah, you had fun, but I mean, like, what do you think I bet we got a lot of listeners who know Joey Ficken.
Yeah.
Is. Yeah.
Joey Ficken's America's sweetheart.
Yeah, down there in the Bass Drop comedy scene in
Yeah.
Texas. Yeah. Bass Drop, friend of the show, Michael Good, has that great joke about going to Bass Drop, and he was sitting at the bar. You know this joke? Michael Good. Remember Michael? He was on the show a while back. Mm-hmm. He has that joke about, he's like, I was sitting at this bar in Bastrop and I was talking to this guy and I was like, hey, how big is Bastrop? And the guy at the bar is like, pretty big. We got like 20,000 people. And then he Googles it and he's like, oh no, we got 8,000 people. And he's like, you just thought there was an extra 14,000 people walking around?
Yeah.
It's a great joke and it's better than what I just did it.
Man, yeah.
How you feeling, man?
I'm great, man.
You been up to any old shit?
Oh yeah, dude.
Tell
totally.
me. Tell me.
Just rewatched a movie I haven't seen for like 10 years. I'd only seen it once.
Did you watch it on Netflix?
Yeah.
.com?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And
Can I take a guess?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, you know.
What is it?
Scott Pilgrim?
Oh, Scott Pilgrim versus
Holy
the World.
shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I enjoyed it enough.
It's good.
And I've always heard like that people really loved it, and then it's aged really well, especially going back like I my second viewing. And
totally. It's great, and it's also got Captain America in it.
Oh yeah,
it's got Captain Marvel in it.
The cast has aged. I mean, the movie as a whole has just aged really well. It's really funny though, just because it was
Superman's in it.
It bombed big time.
Yeah,
because
but it only bombed because fucking they were putting it up like it was gonna be something different.
Yeah.
Like
it was like horribly marketed.
Yeah.
And like there was some Michael Cera fatigue.
Totally. Yeah, you're right. Even though
because that was like his last big movie.
But say what you will.
Let me finish this.
Sorry, I know you're on one of your Sarah rants.
His last two movies is of like his big push.
Yeah,
were Year One and then Scott Pilgrim.
Let's do
which both bombed.
Yeah,
but have their fans.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, Scott Pilgrim
Year
is
One,
like a huge cult hit, but Year One has some people
Does
that
it?
are like, I've had people that were like, I like it.
I never saw Year One, but you know what he did do at that time that's a really great movie is called Youth in Revolt.
Oh yeah.
That's really good.
That was one of those that's one of those Redbox movies I bought for $40.
Totally. Nick and Nora. Oh yeah, because you forgot to fucking put it back in that thing. You're like, I couldn't find a McDonald's.
Every playlist is infinite if you keep the repeat button on.
Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist I really enjoyed. He's in that. And there's one more from that era too that's good. And then he did like a Spanish movie.
I think all those movies are the Ceratops.
Yeah.
The Triceratops.
Yeah.
Is Scott Pilgrim.
Superbad. And then Nick and Nora. Sure.
That's the Triceratops.
Right, yeah.
However, his cameo in This Is the End is pretty good, and it's in the beginning, not the end.
Oh yeah, he is in that because he plays like an asshole.
That movie took me a long time to get through.
Yeah?
This Is the End.
Yeah?
No, because every time I went to watch it at the theater, I'd sit down.
And the credits would roll.
then it would be like, This Is the End. And I'd be like, oh,
well,
all right,
time to get the fuck
out of here.
This Is the End came out, speaking of Ed, you're right, it came out that same time as The End of the World.
Oh, yeah.
And The End of the World.
Those are both great movies, too.
This Is the End is
They're
fine.
They're completely different.
This Is the End is fine. At the time, I really enjoyed it. I think it's on my top 10 of that year. But The End of the World is great, and it's one of my favorite movies. And there are so many times that summer where I'd be like, you guys know what the fucking best movie is? This is The End. And then I'd be like, it's so good, and I love that guy. I loved Shaun of the Dead, and people would be like, what are you talking about? You know?
I also love all of the old school video game stuff in Scott Pilgrim.
Totally, yeah.
The movie opens up with the Zelda A Link to the Past.
We should get see if we can get Edgar right on the podcast.
We should.
He's been on podcasts before.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it'd be great.
You know, I'm excited about who we got on the podcast.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of my stuff I've been up to first before we bring him in. I am excited about our guest. Nothing against them.
Yeah, no, I was just...
Or her.
Them.
I want to tell you this. First off, to the listeners, we made the switch. We have the new iTunes
we're
feed.
Nintendo.
Yes.
Send us your money.
Yeah, we're no longer the Master System. We're now the Genesis, baby.
We made the switch.
Yeah. And so, we have a new, if you're listening, if you found us, you're probably pretty good. If you're seeing people have trouble, we have a new RSS feed. We have a new iTunes link, and we have a new Spotify link. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with Stitcher. We'll figure that out. I don't know what's gonna happen with Apple. When you want to listen to us, you go to our Podbean. So you can just search the Nostalgic Front Podcast on Podbean, and you can find us. You can search it on everything. The Nostalgic Front Podcast. That's where we're at. The old system, the Podomatic system, fuck it. If you want to keep listening on there, that's fine. It's there until it goes away. But we're the future's now. It's Podbean. They're good to us. They answer their emails. And so we're there. So thank you for going on that walk with us. Also, I want to say this week, I just finished doing a week at the Creek.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah. 5 shows technically, because there was a fire on Wednesday, so we canceled the show.
All your shows are fire.
Thank you so much. I mean, they're all lit, that's for sure. But it was so good. So many comics. You came out opening night. We did a little tight, 6 or 7. All of our friends were there.
It was hella tight.
Yeah, it was very good. I got the hour to where I want it. I'm gonna record it in the next couple of months, and we're gonna have an album, and then I'll plug it on here like fucking crazy, you know? But so thanks to everybody who came out to that. It's weird to feel tired. I feel very tired from comedy right now.
Good.
It feels like I'm a week into a road tour, but I'm not. I'm here, you know? But just doing a long set every single night. But that was really fun. We just had a Jackknife comedy last night. You
great.
were on it. Fucking fantastic. Our guest today was on it.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
ooh, you guys just look at this lineup. See, you got 8 choices. Who's on it? It's Gideon. It's not gonna be Gideon again. I thought they lost all their gambling. But yeah, so, that was fun. And the other old thing I want to say that I've been up to, just a touch, I talked about it a little bit last week. Pin 15. I just finished the first season. Brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. If we could get my dream right now, guests, those 2 girls, either of them, get them on the show. It's so good. The jokes are so great. It made me cry a handful of times. It's silly. It's weird. It's funny. It's everything I would want from a television show. So please, if you guys haven't seen it, it's on Hulu.com. Go check that out. Pin 15. And that's it. That's all I wanted to get into at the beginning. Any final thoughts?
My dream guest is Robert Englund.
Oh, scary. Isn't he dead?
No.
Good.
No, they killed him in the 3rd one, and then he came back.
But he comes back.
Yeah, you can't kill Freddy, baby.
No, Freddy Krueger.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We had a teacher in high school named Mr. Krueger.
That's
no
good.
relation. Let's take a break, and we'll come back with our fantastic... Well, first we'll listen to a great commercial, and then we'll have our fantastic guest.
Okay.
Jesus Christ! Hey, NFers, we have a sponsor on the podcast this week.
Today's episode is brought to you by...
80s Baby. 80sbaby.net. It's a pop culture nostalgia website created by Brooklyn comedian John Bilancini.
Oh, you mean John Bilancini from the podcast 1994, the podcast which I used to host?
Yep, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, John publishes a new article detailing some bit of pop culture ephemeria you probably forgot you loved. Thanks, that word's hard. Stuff like Pizza Hut's Book It program and a definitive ranking of No Fear t-shirts.
So, if you like remembering simpler times when your biggest concern was waking up in time to catch the Muppet Babies on Saturday mornings, check out 80s, baby.
That's http://EIGHTIESBABY.net. Or find it on Twitter at Nostalgia is a Drug.
Okay, let's get back to the show.
You got it.
Ooh, and we're back.
What a good commercial, dude.
It was the best.
Look at us. We're right on, too. You know, we're like two peas in a pod.
Yeah. Cast.
Goddamn. Speaking of a podcast, we got a great guest today for the podcast.
We do.
Yeah, and we always have good ones.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, a couple bad ones. We've all talked about that. And I think the listeners probably, as
we
time's
deleted
gone on,
those episodes. They aren't even in the feed.
No, they're still out there. I think probably the listeners have figured out who we think the bad guests are by now. Actually,
well, we stopped talking to them, too.
Well, yeah, we've never referenced them on the show. Mm-hmm. We talk about every other. I just did one of Michael Good's jokes in the top of the show, so it wasn't him. We like him. But we have a fantastic guest today, though. Listen, you guys know him. What's great is we get somebody from out of town. He's in from Chicago, Illinois. The
Windy City.
The Windy City. You know why they call it that?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
It's so windy.
Oh, yeah, okay. And also the politics. You guys know him. He's opened for Dimitri Martin. Now, at first, I thought he said he opened for Martin Lawrence. I was like, oh, we're going to get some stories. But I guess it's just the guy with the haircut. He's done several comedy festivals, like the 10,000 Laughs Comedy Festival in Minneapolis, which is fantastic. By the way, Minneapolis, I'll be there this weekend. So go ahead and get your tickets now, please, for the love of Christ. And he also has a fantastic football podcast. Now, listeners, you guys get it. NFers, you get the deal. Pause the show. Go subscribe right now on your feed or whatever the fuck you got to Inside the Experts. It's an NFL podcast. And then come back and listen to the rest of this fucker. You don't even need to listen to theirs. Just, subscribe to it so they get the number boost. Ladies and gentlemen, go crazy for our good friend, David Freeburg.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Exciting to be here.
It's exciting to have you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now you're in town for a couple days.
Yeah, a week, exactly.
1 week.
Yep.
Exactly.
Just like Bare Naked Ladies.
Yep, that's why I did it.
Yeah, that's why I do most of it.
I do
Bare
everything.
Naked Ladies are in town?
Yeah.
Where are they playing?
They're doing a residency.
Nice.
1 week.
I do everything for 1 week. Ever since that song came out, I was like, you know what? That's a perfect amount of time for stuff.
Yeah,
and then when it's over, you're like, well, it's been 1 week.
Yeah,
Yep.
You're like, pinch me. It's done. That's another Bare Naked Ladies song. How deep you go with the Bare Naked Ladies?
That's it.
Yeah,
1
sure.
week. I heard that song and I was like, you know what?
Yeah, it's been
I don't need any more of this.
1 week since you looked at me. Cocked your head to the side and said I'm greasy. I like them. They were like huge in Canada long before that ever came out.
Are they Canadian?
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
fucking
It
weird.
doesn't mean much.
They're Colombian.
There's more Californians than Canadians.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. This is a fun fact.
It is. I like fun facts.
You do like fun facts. I like fun facts where you like put your ass on a fax machine and then send it to some people.
Dave, you got a good fun fact?
Yeah, give us to us right on the
Good fun-
Yeah, what's
Just
your go-to fun fact?
Or just tell us where the fuck you're from, because that's a fun fact.
I am from the middle of Wisconsin.
Middle of Wisconsin. Mid-Consin.
Mid-Consin.
Midson.
Yep.
How many?
A town called Wausau, Wisconsin.
Wausau.
My fun fact, which it's like a lot of these fun facts, it's something you read on the internet. So every time I say it, I'm like, this might be wrong, by the way.
Yeah.
But that Cleopatra lived close. What?
She's from there?
She's from
Wausau,
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Yeah.
She grew up. We went to different high schools.
Shit, yeah. Well, that's why you could date, and then you wouldn't have to see her in the halls if you break up.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And anyways, what were your
But
bullshit about Cleopatra?
the fun fact is that Cleopatra lived closer to today than she did to the building of the Great Pyramids.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Wow.
I always like that time perspective.
Yeah. The Egyptian Empire was a long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I keep, they also have the classic.
Your dinosaur one.
Yeah. We're closer to the T-Rex is closer to our time than the Stegosaurus's time.
Yeah.
Like I've been listening.
This is a real nostalgic podcast.
Yeah. We're getting really into
real
it.
nostalgic.
We do long time here.
Yeah.
Or like they got. I've been listening to a lot of like '60s music the last couple weeks, like stuff like Loving Spoonful.
Oh yeah, you told me this
Grassroots
fun
and
fact
stuff.
last night.
And just it's blowing my mind that like when I started listening to this type of stuff, like that's like what an 8-year-old thinks of Nirvana.
Yeah, totally.
It's like me to the Beatles.
Totally. Yeah, I get
and
that. Makes sense.
And that really like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like so ancient when I was a kid, like the Beatles, and then
well, there's also a thing where time has changed a lot. I just rewatched an episode of House. What the fuck you laughing at, Freeburg?
The sentence "time has changed a lot."
You
Because
think-
I would say,
Has it not?
I kind of wish I could.
I kind of feel
put
like
it in a bottle.
yeah, time has changed. I feel like time is always changing.
Put time in a bottle.
Yeah, the time
We're a
changes.
singing podcast, by the way, so pipe up whenever.
If you have a fancy enough clock, The time never stops changing.
Whoa. You know what?
Yeah.
A broken clock is... a broken calendar is right twice a year as long as that it's March 6th twice a year.
Not the Mayan calendar. They ran out of days.
Oh, that's your calendar? Oh, okay. Here's the thing. God.
I got a Chippendales calendar. It's pretty well hung.
Yeah? Oh, like a big cock. That's cool. I thought of this. I tried to find forever. This would be... you write for the New Yorker?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, you know they have those comics, in there?
I write?
They're terrible. Yeah, you draw them.
Yeah.
Do you write them or draw them?
I do both.
It's funny.
Every single one.
It is fucking weird that one person draws the comic and then somebody else writes the caption. That is a weird thing.
Oh.
You know?
That is kind of weird.
But I was trying to find a caption of a guy hanging by the neck over a cliff with a genie near him. And then maybe the caption below said, "This isn't what I meant when I said I wanted to be well hung."
There you go.
But it's hard to find like a cartoon strip that you want,
Genies are tricky.
Yeah. Those fuckers will do anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's no rules.
How's Wausau?
Yeah, how's Wausau? How many people we got in that town?
Well, it's like it's not tiny, even though it sounds like it in the middle of Wisconsin, but it's like, I think my numbers might be off, so don't quote me, but I think it's about 30,000 in the immediate city, and then there's like smaller towns and stuff that are like kind of considered the Wausau area, and it gets up to about probably like 50 or 60,000.
The Wausau metro area?
Yeah.
Do you guys have your own television stations, or do you get like piped in TV from like Madison or something?
No, we have our own television stations, and actually Wausau has had a handful of like newscasters go to like people get sent to Wausau and some certain like Wisconsin stations to lose their accent.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone thinks we have like a Midwestern accent, but it's like...
And Wausau accent.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. So I don't know their names. If you ask someone else from Wausau, they'll be able to be like, "Oh yeah, this person."
Well, I always tell people that a lot too with Iowa.
Oh yeah, they do that in Iowa too.
The Midwest has a lot of broadcasting schools.
Yeah,
because
where Johnny Carson went.
And like Ronald Reagan did a lot of radio work for,
and he did it so much good.
Which is crazy.
That guy sucks shit through a straw.
Hey, he gave us He-Man, so you know.
Yeah, but he also gave us the plight of the homeless population. God damn it! Last night we were going. Sorry, as an aside, David, you can take.
No, I'm very anti-Reagan. I'll talk about shit about Reagan all the goddamn day. That guy sucks shit so much. Yeah.
Yesterday we were on our way to Jackknife Comedy.
I don't like ray guns either. Laser guns. That's
cool. We were on our way to Jackknife Comedy, and we were in Gideon's car, and a homeless feller was walking up and down the side of the for cash, and so we were like getting our money together for him, and I realized I was wearing a shirt for that band, the Homeless Gospel Choir. So then I'm just wearing a shirt that says what this man's like. I felt so fucking sad and awkward, Yeah. But we gave him $50,000, so I feel like it worked out,
That was nice.
How many people you think is in Wausau?
My guess in Wausau, like the city, I'd say 30,000.
Yeah, Wausau population.
It's bumped up since you left, bud. It's 39,000 right now. Yeah, they're almost at 40 grand.
Nice. Then the surrounding area might be closer to like 70,000.
Probably,
now,
yeah.
Including like.
What's your? I bet. Guess the top 2 area codes. Go.
For phones, you mean? 715.
What other fucking area code
I don't know.
am I talking
715.
about?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's one of them. What's number 2? Come on, I believe in you. 715. You got it.
Honestly, 715 is the only one I know.
There's another one.
Maybe.
What do you gotta go back and visit? Shit's been moving there. They added 9,000 people in another area code.
Tell me what it is.
I'll give you a hint. It starts with 5.
5. Okay. 571.
No, but I like that you just kind of reversed the other.
Well, that's actually because that's my number. 715-571.
Oh, that's cool. No, it's 534.
Ooh,
yeah, that must
3.
be new or something.
And you know what's fun here?
It has to be because they used to never have anything over 2.
Is that true?
For the middle number. Yeah.
Here's the thing. This is fun. 715 is your area.
Yeah.
My growing up area code 712. Not too far
just
away.
Just flip that 5 upside down.
Yeah, add some 3s. There you go.
One time I met someone in my high school and I was like, "What's your number?"
Crazy.
And he gave me a phone number and it was literally one number higher than my phone number.
Oh my God.
And I was like, is this a joke?
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, that's my number."
Cool. Have we talked about this on the podcast before?
No.
Okay, what was your childhood phone number? Give it out. Oh, I guess I can't. So my parents still want their fucking phone number. But,
I don't know.
So in your hometown, when somebody would ask for your phone number, would you just give the 3, like the 3 and the 4?
Yeah.
You would never say the area code because it didn't matter. So that's what we would always do. Is that how in Des Moines, you guys might have had to give the 515, right?
Yeah.
Or would you guys just be like 286-4922?
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. Because so we would just do the 527, which is the first 3, and then the last 4. And I dated a girl who her phone number was one. Okay, let me look. I gotta look at the fucking numbers. How does it work? It was like my phone number was deet, and hers was deet. So it was like
Carlos Mencia over here.
my phone number, my family's phone number ends in a 3. Her phone number was the exact same as mine, except for ended in a 6. So there was just the number right below it, right? Well, we dated, and that was cool, and it was easy to call her. We thought it was funny, but then we broke up, and then just other fucking dudes would accidentally call my house all the time and be like, "Is Amanda there?" And I'm like, "You fucking, what are you
That's
doing
so
with her?
funny.
What are you gonna do?" But then also, my grandparents' phone number was one number off from the Chinese restaurant, and so people would just call my grandparents and speak in Chinese all the time, and she'd be like, I think you got the wrong number."
I liked, well, back in the day, we had school directories. I doubt they have them anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But they were pretty good for some nights if you just want to like prank people.
Totally.
or,
Pin
like,
15 has a great scene with one.
Yeah, where they're
Her-
going through the directory.
She goes
huh?
through the school directory because she.
Or if
yeah.
you nervously want to call somebody to ask them out and then immediately hang up.
Oh yeah, it was always fun to do that. Just call somebody you don't know and be like, "Hey, this is the cops. Your family died," and then you just hang up. Somebody did that once. Somebody pranked our house when my brother was in fucking Kosovo. Somebody called our house and said that he died in the war.
So someone your family knew though.
Somebody that was just in
It
our
was an
school.
inside job.
Somebody who knew that my brother was in the military. Yeah.
Somebody you trusted.
Do you think it was the
fucking-
government?
I don't know, but I
government
yeah,
prank?
Actually, it was. He passed away, so it makes sense. No, he's alive and well. But it was fucked up. My mom got a phone call in the middle of the night, and she started screaming, and then we star 6ix9ine it, and it's just some asshole guy.
It would be scary if the government
sad.
really got into pranking.
Yeah.
Just
They could prank us really bad. They have all the tools to prank us.
Some might say they did. You know, you ever seen
they
what's
are the
going on right
ultimate
now?
prank.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, we catch it. Like one day we find out and get conclusive proof that like they've been hiding aliens from us, and then be like, "Well, we pranked you."
Yeah.
that's their excuse.
Yeah.
Just come out and the president, whoever it is at the time, walks up to the podium and he's like, "Got you good, fuckers."
Yeah.
Or he comes out, he's like, "God, we were planning this big surprise for you guys, but you had to ruin it.
Yeah.
In 2020, we were gonna have a big party. You
find
guys
out-
had to stick your noses in this."
You find out they do the Mueller report comes out, and you find out Secretary of State's actually Ashton Kutcher, and you're like, "God damn it, I knew it the whole time." We are getting our asses pranked. God damn.
You
Okay.
hear about the Bueller report? And didn't show up for school.
Oh yeah. Okay, glad that got in there. Let's make a time code. Leif, go ahead and edit that Bueller joke out. Okay, so you're growing up there. You got brothers and sisters. What's up?
I got 3 older sisters.
Oh, look at
baby
you,
boy.
little boy,
Yeah,
running the house.
I'm
Cool.
the baby running.
How
the
much
show.
older is the next one?
The one closest to me is just over a year.
Oh
older.
wow. Oh, Irish twins.
I don't know if it.
I think
No,
that's a
that's
term.
9 months.
I don't fucking know, but you could have just rolled with it.
I could have, but I didn't.
Okay, so and then after that, how's it go?
So yeah, so she's like just over a year older than me, and then the middle one I think is about 4 years older than me.
Oh,
maybe.
okay. Well, that'll
and then
stretch.
the oldest is 6 years older than me.
Oh, okay.
So it's like the oldest 2 are pretty close, and then the
younger
me and
two.
the-
So they
are
took a
pretty
break
close.
and then they come back with you two.
yeah, not
Which
a long
one?
break.
Yeah.
Did you hang out with all of them growing up a lot? Even the older
At
ones?
At my youngest age, it was kind of me and the younger sister because
Mm-hmm.
But then once we got to like I don't know, halfway through elementary school, it turned into like sibling rivalry rather,
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
then we like completely stopped hanging out. And,
How's the rivalry going?
Who's
I
winning?
mean, I'd say she's winning at this point.
Well, you're at
I
a-
mean,
You are
I'm
a
recording a
comedian.
podcast
Yeah, you're
with
in a-
you guys, and she like has a baby and stuff.
Oh,
so
wow.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I think you got to see where the
Well, you're the
goalposts are.
youngest. Your
yeah,
parents are okay
yeah. I got a
with it.
year and a half to catch up to
They
her.
got-
I just got to get a house and a wife and a kid. In
Yeah,
a year and a
yeah.
half.
There's time.
Just
Um,
remember, you can't get a house in Chicago. It's hard.
yeah.
Where do they live? Is your sister
They're
and
in-
their family also back in Wausau?
No, no one's back in Wausau. No one's been. We don't really go back there too often.
Yeah.
My parents actually, as soon as I graduated high school, my
They're
parents
like, "Got the
moved
fuck
to Madison. Yeah,
Madison, Wisconsin?
yeah. So
I like Madison.
yeah, me too. It's nice going back home to be with my parents, but I'm not like going back to my old hometown where I'm like, oh, this sucks. I'm at my home.
That's
What was
kinda
your
interesting,
high school nickname?
The mascot, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty proud of this. I like it. It's the Wausau East Lumberjacks.
Oh,
that's
hell
good.
yeah. That's
And one of our rivals were the Evergreens, but they kicked our ass every
Oh,
time.
fuck. That's
Because they had like
Well,
three
that's
times the amount of
actually-
students.
That's cool, though. That's like the universe getting itself back, you know?
Yeah,
for all
yeah,
the
yeah.
years.
You know what'd be great is if your football jerseys were just like flannel shirts
Yeah.
with numbers on it.
Yeah, they don't even get pads.
And like denim colored pants.
That
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
sweet.
God, I'd love that.
That I can't believe we didn't do that. That sucks. We did have I like the helmet though because it wasn't just like a simple axe design. It was like a very intricate lumberjack mat like on the
Nice.
helmets. They're pretty sweet looking.
Yeah.
Kind of surprised there's not more lumberjack mascots out there, you know?
Especially like
it
up in
evokes
the,
like a
Wisconsin and Minnesota.
badassness and like, yeah, we've torn down a lot of trees, so there's a lot of lumberjack heritage.
Yeah, and like
throughout
Maine,
America.
Oregon, in the Madden.
Well, I don't think Maine has the population to support a team.
Well, but I mean like high school and stuff.
Yeah.
But in the Madden, if you relocate to Portland, one of the options is like I don't know if it's called lumberjacks, but it's something along that line.
Yeah, isn't
I can't remember what
was
it-
it their
Is it- wait,
their
okay.
Arena League or their AAU League?
So, Portland.
By the way,
obviously-
listeners, I just want to get it out there that both these boys smoked drugs before we started the podcast.
We sure
so
did.
This fucker's off the rails. It's all on that. I'm just reading the Wikipedia for
But no,
Wausau
I'm
right
just
now.
saying, Portland, right?
Portland.
It's known for its lumber industry that it's had, right? That we
Portland,
just
Maine,
talked-
or Portland,
Oregon?
Oregon.
Right?
Yeah,
Oregon?
I think both kind of are.
Both of them
Yeah,
are.
yeah. A lot of lumber
That's
in
what-
Portland,
okay,
Oregon.
yeah, yeah.
Is this going to be a cock
Therefore,
joke?
a lot of lumberjacks, right?
Yeah.
Also, Portland's kind of like one of the places where like the hipster culture
Hippie bastion.
kind of came from, and then people always talk about like, oh, these fucking hipsters dressing like fucking lumberjacks, but it's like the lumberjacks started the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
They're
then the
being
original hipsters are lumberjacks in Portland.
Thank you. I'm glad we finally got to the bottom of it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been to Portland, Oregon, and/or Maine?
No,
You ever been to Bangor, Maine?
Actually, I have been to Maine. I don't know if I went to Portland though.
Yeah.
I was young.
see
I was
a
in like
moose?
third grade.
You'd know.
I don't think I did. No.
You see
I've seen moose, but not when on the
When
main
you were in
trip.
Maine, did you see a cat?
I don't remember.
You
if I
see
said
Julie
that.
the Cat Gaffney?
You lost me.
It's
I
a
don't-
Mighty Ducks 2
Oh, okay.
reference. Maine is what blows me away about Portland, Oregon, which is the much bigger city, but it was founded and started by by two different families.
Yeah.
One was from Portland, Maine. One was from Boston, and they literally flipped a coin on whether to call the town Boston, Oregon, or Portland, Oregon.
What a trailblazing
yeah,
idea.
right?
The least creative people of all
Yeah.
time.
And
What are their kids' names? Just like John.
and dirt,
Yeah.
and tree we found.
Well, back then you could name 3 of your kids John.
And then
because-
probably only 2 of them, or
Yeah.
one of them lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know by chance? Now I know you say you don't go back to Wausau very often. Wausau? How am I
Yeah.
saying it?
Wausau.
Wausau. But
I
do
liked
you
yours.
do you have anybody in? Do you know of anybody that's maybe tied into the Wikipedia account for them? Because they have a notable people selection.
Wikipedia.
Let me take a look.
Okay, well first just look at the abundance of it. They are so. Oh, whoa! What happened there? They're so fucking.
Yeah, there's a lot.
It's not structured well. They don't understand what notable people mean.
Yeah, it's just like
It's
people
just-
who own car dealerships.
like a mayor. It's like they don't have like this guy played for the Red Sox. It's like this guy lives on 15th Street.
Yeah, Mark Seidel, Wisconsin Court of Appeals judge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know him.
Doctor. He's notable. He's a fucking doctor.
But what's funny about it is you know who's not on there.
Oh, Fred Prain. I do know these people.
Yeah, but you know them from your life, not
No.
because they're notable.
Yeah. I went to high school with Fritz Prain.
All right. How do we get?
Oh, Scott Resnick. I went to high school with him.
How do we get you on?
Yeah,
the
why
list?
aren't you on this fucking thing?
You got a fucking
You are
podcast.
the-
It should say David Freeburg, Nostalgic Front podcast guest.
At this moment, you're the most famous person from Wausau.
I don't know. Scott Resnick might be
Scott
a little
Resnick.
more.
Who's Scott Resnick? The lead
He's
singer of
not-
Goo Goo Dolls?
Well, he's in the House of Representatives or something.
yeah, but
like
politicians don't count.
that. Okay. If politicians don't count, I might.
Yeah.
I might. Actually, no. Otto. What's his
Oh,
name?
Lombardo Otto?
Jim Otto went
Oh,
to, I think.
Oakland Raider Hall of Famer Jim Otto.
Yeah, I'm pretty
wow.
sure he went to Wausau High School before it was known as
Damn.
Wausau East.
Wow,
That's pretty good. We had that guy.
He might be mistaking him for someone
He wore
else,
the
though.
number 00.
Oh, 00, two goose eggs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
only
that's fine.
player in NFL history.
Yeah. I tried one time. I updated the Iowa State alumni Wikipedia to say that I was a notable alumni.
Yeah.
And I added my stand-up headshot, which was great because also I didn't graduate from there. You know, I failed out.
Yeah.
They actually told me to stop coming to classes, but I updated it, and for like 2 months, it stayed. But there was only 2 notable alumni with headshots, so it was me with my stand-up headshot. And then George Washington Carver, like, that famous black and white photo of him. And so it was there for a while, so that was fun. And then it's like, after that, it's just like, you know, scientists and shit, you know? Pretty good. What about you? You ever fuck with a Wikipedia? Ream?
Yeah, dude. I love Wikipedia.
Yeah, have you ever
a lot of
edited
good rabbit
one?
holes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Otto played high school football at Wisconsin's Wausau High School.
Wikipedia
that.
sounds like it'd be a town in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it
Wikipedia?
does.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I got to go run to New Glarus, and then we're heading over to Wikipedia.
It's right on the Wikipedia River.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally. Yeah. What was the
Because
thing?
everything in Wisconsin, it's all W's and K's.
Yeah.
Like all the
Waukesha.
native talk, the native tongue.
Yeah. What was it
Where
that you
everything's
said
named after.
that when we started the show that you thought Milwaukee stood for something?
Algonquin. It stands for the good land.
Yeah, but then later you were debunked. Later
No.
you were like, that's not real.
I'm not debunked because I'm just quoting Wayne's World.
Oh,
so
sure. Okay, yeah.
I'll never be debunked.
Wayne's World? That sounds like a city in Wisconsin. Oh, I used to play junior hockey in Wayne's World. Did you play football?
I did up through 8th grade. I
Same
didn't
thing.
I didn't do it in high school. I was going to do
High
band
school gets too
and-
serious.
Yeah, I was going to do band and high school, and then and high school.
Football?
And then I was like, you know what? I'm just doing band. Yeah.
Ream chose between hotcakes in high school. He went with going and getting breakfast in the morning. That's a callback to an old podcast that doesn't exist anymore. So
Yeah.
that's fun. Wait, so what position you play?
I was most often either a defensive back or the quarterback. Or both.
Oh.
Shit. So you were a quarterback and you gave it up?
You were an athlete then.
Yeah, but
normally they stick you on the line
I was
if
only
you're not.
the only reason I was quarterback was because like this was at the age where you throw a pass like 4 plays a game.
Yeah.
So I was just a quarterback because I was smart and could memorize all the plays
Oh,
and
yeah.
tell everyone what to do.
Cool. That's
So like I would be like, the play is this code words that I knew, and then the running back would be like, what am I doing? And I'd be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's a handoff to you on the left side.
32 belly option.
Yeah.
Murder. That's what we would call our plays.
So that's why I was the
That's
quarterback.
fine. And then so high school comes and you decide to zig instead of zag. You
Yeah.
go to band. You're in
Yep.
band?
Yep.
What instrument you play?
I was percussion, baby.
Yeah, baby. Me
Hell
too,
yeah.
dude. Look at all this lining up
Was
here.
it was jazz band or band? Because you're a jazzy kid, right?
Well, you can do band and
I
then
like
you
jazz.
jump into the others.
Yeah. I think I did jazz band 1 year, but I didn't
Brother,
do.
have you seen this show Pin 15 on Hulu?
I've seen a few episodes, and yeah, I wanted to chime in when you guys were talking about it. Those two, they're amazing.
It's great, but have you got to the episode with the band
No.
yet? Okay, first off, Reem, this is going to sell you on the show so fast. So the girl, Anna, do you know who plays her father on the show? Al from Home Improvement.
Oh,
Richard Karn.
hell yeah.
And he, in the show, his character is a drummer in a touring, who's the guy that does Pineapple, or, the fucking Kokomo guy? Not the Beach Boys, but the guy that sounds like
Jimmy
them.
Buffett?
Buffett. He's in a Buffett
Jimmy
tour
Buffett
band.
sounds nothing like the Beach Boys.
Yeah, Kokomo, and then you said Beach Boys, and then you knew he meant Jimmy Buffett.
Kokomo sounds a lot like Margaritaville.
That's like
They're both-
bastardized Beach Boys.
They're both
though.
the capitals of the Virgin Islands, Kokomo and Margaritaville. But anyways, he's in a cover. So
Also,
hold on, Al Borland plays her dad. He's the drummer of a cover band. She plays drums in the middle school band, and she gets a solo on the timpani, and it's so fucking funny the way it works, and you'll love it as a drummer. Now, were you on the snare? What chair were you at?
Well, I mean, like, freshman year, I wasn't on the snare, like, freshman year, I had, like, the biggest bass drum in the marching thing. And then, the next year, I can't remember exactly what the trajectory was, but by my junior year, I was on the snare.
Yeah.
how hard is it to be in a marching band and also in a chair?
It's tricky.
You got to take that stool. You got to hop up every 5
Yeah.
seconds, set it back
It's
down.
really frustrating.
I quit band and football going into high school.
Hell yeah.
Reem, what were you played in band, right?
Football, baby.
But you played band too, I thought once. Didn't
No,
you tell me that?
Nope.
Okay. Mixing you up with somebody else. But you just stayed with sports when we got to high school.
Or at least football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dropped out. I skipped both by the time I got to high school. But in middle school and like at elementary school, I was drum all the way. I was 4th chair out of 6 drummers. And it was great. But I loved when I got to do marching band with the snare. Because you fucking start doing the stuff with the sticks and you click them together, you hit the thing. What were those called?
Drumsticks?
No, there's like a word for when you do
Rim?
that.
Rim shots?
No, there's a word for when the drummers fill like that while you're just marching.
Oh, like cadence?
Cadence, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the cadences are the most fun.
That was fun. And I was always good at that. I just wasn't
You know
good
what
at the paradiddles or whatnot.
You know what I love about percussion?
Yeah.
All the symbolism.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. One time we played an event where we didn't, I just played George of the Jungle. It was like when you have to go to band competitions with
Yeah.
other schools. and I never learned the piece, so I just did George of the Jungle the whole time, and we got a 1. We won. We did good. So it's just me on the boom, 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 boom.
That's what the people want.
Yeah, right. You give them what they want.
Band competition, that's like cockfighting, right?
Yeah, band competition. Yeah, cockfighting, dogfighting.
It's all band.
Children fighting.
My
Children
favorite-
fighting might still be legal.
My favorite thing to do in band, me and like the other percussionists thought it was really funny to be really harsh and be like mean about how dorky and lame the orchestra kids were.
Oh, yeah.
kind of as like a joke
like
about
that there's
being
a
like, we
dork
get,
hierarchy.
yeah, like we
Yeah.
get that we're also with you.
Yeah.
But it's funny to be
Like,
like,
you're the dork of the dorks.
yeah, yeah.
Woodwind.
So he'd go,
Ice
he'd call him,
clarinet, Angus.
yeah,
I
he'd call
agree.
him Dorchestra and stuff.
I still
Dorchestra. That's fucking.
I still
yeah.
agree with that though. I think it's fucking
well
weird.
orchestrated.
It's fucking weird to be like, you know what I want to do? Play the clarinet. Like, get out of here, Woody Allen.
But
you
I don't know,
fucking
man.
idiot.
The clarinet's
Jazz
band, though.
clarinet's pretty
Still,
pretty
shit.
dope, you know?
Yeah, I don't.
If
think
you
so.
went down to fucking New Orleans and saw some old dude just going to town on a jazz clarinet,
Yeah, that's-
doing some Dixieland shit,
It's kind of the thing is like
and
band
then you're like,
and-
oh, all right.
I'm gonna bleep out you saying Dixieland just so everybody thinks you said something fucking weird there, doing some bleep shit, you know.
But that's the thing with they choose like all those instruments can be really cool.
Sure.
But most band and orchestra like people just don't really put any effort into choosing cool stuff that gets the kids interested.
Yeah.
They're like, we have to teach them this song because it's a classic and I learned it when I was learning how to play this instrument, and it gives them, and it's like,
Kind of like the tuba kid where you just walk around and toot like every fourth measure.
yeah. And it's like, yeah, you're not going to get cool people who are interested in it if you're just playing these dumbass songs.
In middle school, like I said, I got out by high school, but our middle school band instructor actually was I think he was a cool guy looking back.
Yeah.
And he was in a swing band called the Prairie Cats. You can Google it. They're
hell
still
yeah.
around. And they were like a big touring band that they would tour in the summer. And this was at the same time as like Brian Setzer Orchestra was huge and stuff like that. So that kind of swing revival, Swingers, the movie and stuff. So like he kind of had like a coolness to him. So like in band, we would always, in middle school, we would do cool songs. Like we did Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, and we did
sweet.
there's one other really good. It's not the coolest song, but it's a fun song to hear. Your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to do the trap set on that, and I fucking to this day, it's as soon as I sit down at a trap set, it's the first thing I go to. Is
It's
your
a
mama
muscle
don't
memory,
dance?
yeah.
And so that was always fun. Do you remember any of the songs you like to play? Or do you still wail on the drums? You still get the skins?
I didn't. Drums are a hard thing to like have when you're like living
Yeah.
in big cities and apartments and stuff. In college, I played a little. Me and my buddy would play. And then I moved back home to Madison for a bit, and now I'm in Chicago. And I didn't play for like 6 years or something.
Yeah.
And then last summer, I just kind of like put a feeler out on Facebook. And I was like, who has a drum set that I can just like, that we can just jam in? So I've actually have played the past like 6 months. Me and a friend kind of play just like once a week or so.
That's awesome. And
yeah,
do
it's been a lot of fun.
They play guitar or something? They
Yeah,
just
they play
jam?
guitar,
That's
yeah.
rad. Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of band directors, our band director was like a complete nutso.
Let's see if I can find his name on Wikipedia. Go ahead.
He lived in Madison,
Oh,
which
you
is like
commuted?
2 hours away, which is like, so he had a cot in his office.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think Brian Singer's a band director.
Setzer?
Huh?
Oh, Brian Singer's a band. I get it. Yeah, that's good. That works out. Yeah.
And he would, one time I remember he like poured a giant cup of coffee and then in his office, and I was talking to him, and then he was like, walk with me, and we started like walking around the fucking thing, and he was just spilling this hot coffee all over his hand and all over the ground, and just like not making any
That's
like
so-
notion that he could tell.
Teachers are so weird.
Yeah, and then he would also say the like most just like nonsensical stuff. Like one time we were playing, we were learning Iron Man for Pep Band.
The bam,
Yeah.
bam,
Well, it is
bam,
peppy.
bam, bam.
Yeah, Pep Band was sweet, and so we were doing, and he was like, "No, you can't play it like this. Dun, 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 dun. You got to play it like teenagers are eating your babies."
What the fuck?
And I think he just meant like more energy.
And then he does
anger.
the same thing. He's like,
Yeah, yeah.
bam, bam.
But then the worst one where like, oh, so then he was like, play it like teenagers are eating your babies. 1, 2, ready, go. And no, everyone was just like, what?
What?
No one
There's
played.
one pregnant girl in your class that's like, Jesus Christ, dude.
But then another time we were learning I forgot what it's called, but the trumpets doing like
Reveille?
Sure.
Isn't that the one?
And he was like, no, you can't play it like da 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 da. You're not gonna kill any Indians that way.
Whoa.
And we were all like, whoa.
I love that. Like teachers who just said whatever the fuck, and there was no rules back then, you know?
Yeah.
And at least they're saying stuff as opposed to like molesting children, because some of them do that, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So you're like, oh, at least this guy's just got like a weird sense of humor, you know?
Yeah.
He would also, the other thing, he would like print out our music for us or like announcements and whatnot, and he would hand them all out. But whenever he did that, he would also print out like a Ziggy cartoon with it.
Oh,
and
weird.
But then not talk about it in the
Yeah.
thing. He just wanted us all to have a copy.
Hey guys, that's
Brighten your day, man. Ziggy's underrated.
It is cool. It was, or he also did Zits a lot. He was a big Zits
What's
fan.
Zits? Is that a comic
Zits,
strip?
yeah, it's a comic strip, and the theme is basically just like like a normal ass mom and dad who have a teenage son.
Oh,
and then it's a lot of making fun of teenagers.
Yeah, fucking get him.
And so he would
I
just
like making fun of teenagers.
Yeah, me too.
My favorite teenager in public is the one that's out shopping with their parents
Oh yeah,
and getting like
Oh, yeah.
clothes bought for them and being pissed off about it.
yeah.
That's the best.
I would
that-
love those
yeah.
parents to buy me some stuff.
Yeah, because I was the same way, you know.
Yeah.
You have to like try on another pair of probably free jeans.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
that was you ever see Free Jeans in concert? They're really good. I'm stupid as
Yeah, it
shit.
was riveting.
I tried to Google the comic strip you were talking about, so I just Google image search Zits. That's a fucking, I'm gonna throw up now. I just watched a bunch of pus and everything. Got it. Okay, and then you're also a big, you played for some football, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But then, and you're a big football fan to this day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got that NFL podcast. What's it called?
Inside the Experts.
Inside the Expert.
Yeah, he's a good football nerd.
Yeah. What now? Who's your team?
I'm a Packer fan, baby.
Green Bay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
What
The
do you
Green
think?
Bay
He's
Packers.
got a
Just a second.
favorite AFC team too.
Who's
that
your
he
favorite
takes-
AFC
Oh,
takes a
you're not
little,
gonna like this, but
Nah.
my AFC team's the Oakland Raiders.
What
baby.
the
Yeah,
fuck?
so I always get a little. He's got a soft spot for the Raiders.
Is
so
it
I
just
can
because that
always-
fucking asshole went to your high school and you're like, I guess I'm connected?
That's a little. I mean,
Probably.
there's a couple connections. That's pretty sweet. Also, the Raiders are just like cool aesthetically and like the bad boys and
That's
whatever.
debatable.
And then also when it was kind of really solidified when they grabbed the Packers player personnel guy,
Yeah.
Reggie McKenzie,
Yeah.
and made him their GM. And then that was kind of the time.
Did you
where
think it
I
was sick when they released Jordy Nelson a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
Did you think that was
He
just
retired.
baller?
No, they released him first. Though.
Yeah, they released his ass.
Yeah,
I did think it was sweet because I thought it was a smart football move, and Jordy's just not what he used to be.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those
Also-
biased fans where it's like, you got to give him a contract till he's dead.
Also, Jordy, that's a fucking name. What is he, a goddamn engineer on the Enterprise, you know?
Oh yeah, chief engineer.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
like two Jordys. Isn't that fucked up? There's two Jordys
And
in
they're
all of
two
time.
of the coolest dudes of
Two
all time.
Yeah.
kick-ass guys.
Yeah. Nelson and LaForge.
Yeah.
And there was like, 1,000 years difference between the
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
I'm gonna make
you know?
stickers that say Nelson LaForge 2020.
Oh,
just
fuck
try to
yeah.
sell them. That's pretty good. Who's that?
I would
for?
vote for that.
Yeah.
Nelson's actually honestly like one of the greatest people. Like,
Did you like Amon Green back in the day?
oh, I was a big Amon
Yeah,
Green
me
fan.
too. He was a Nebraska guy.
I went
And
to
Omaha.
Yeah, Jordy Nelson kills it in the philanthropic
Yeah.
endeavors.
Wasn't he a famous poker player? Philanthropic? No, that's Phil Hellmuth. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, I went to a football camp once, and Amon Green was there.
Ah, cool.
And they like some Packer players like did a talk or whatever, and then they're like, okay, it's autograph time, and I just lucky having to be in the right spot at the right time. I was able to get like first in line for Amon Green, and his I don't know, girlfriend or whatever at the time, maybe wife, was like, hey, you got to watch the kid. Like, I gotta go. And so he was like, I'm like signing these autographs.
Yeah.
And I was first. And so he just like looks at me. He's like, hey, do you want to like go watch my kid while I sign these autographs?
Whoa.
And the girl was like, yeah, that's fine with me. Like, whatever. And so I just like went and played with this like 3-year-old kid on like the tackling dummies
That's
or whatever
awesome.
for like an hour while he signed the rest of the autographs.
I bet if you Google it right now, that kid's like a fucking star football player
Or
at like Omaha North.
That's
or
why you
something.
got into nannying, right?
yeah, that was my
yeah.
first nannying gig.
He paid you $15,000.
Yeah.
So I loved back in the day. Because I was a big Nebraska fan, so that's probably around the time I got into Amon Green or got into the Packers. You know, the Amon Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
and it was. Am I the first person to ever say that? And I loved Favre, and I had a jersey of Brett Favre. It's one of those things. Looking back, I have no idea why I liked him. I didn't care, but
Everyone
I loved him
liked
then.
him.
Yeah.
He's the best.
And we went to
Gunslinger.
He's very likable.
Yeah.
Brett Favre.
we went to Washington D.C. and apparently this was some year after like they had the Redskins and the Packers had like a big little rivalry happening or whatever, you know. And so we went to Washington D.C. with my family, and I wore my Packers jersey there, and we were in line to go to the Hard Rock Cafe which was across the street from Ford's Theater, which is so weird. I don't know if any of this is still there or not. But we were in line, and it was like a line around the block. You gave him like your name, and it was before they even had those like little vibrating things. They just gave you your name, and a guy would like call your fan. You go
remember the first time you got a vibrating thing?
Yeah.
That was great. I shoved it right.
I was very excited.
Shoved it right in my butthole, right in my ass, right there in the Applebee's.
I was the one that got to carry it.
Yeah.
It was, like,
oh, that's fun. They trust you. Yeah. But so I'm in line, and I'm way back in line, and I got the Favre jersey on. And the guy working the door is like, "Is that Brett Favre back there? Brett Favre!" And he starts yelling at my family, and my dad's like, "Don't listen to that guy." And I was like, "He's talking to my jersey."
Yeah, he's just being nice.
And then he's like, "Brett Favre, get up here, Brett Favre, bring your parents." And we come up, and he's like, "I can't believe you're wearing that in this Redskins town. Go ahead and get in there so nobody beats you up." And then he just let us cut the whole line because of it.
That's
because
awesome.
I was wearing it. Yeah, pretty cool.
So that's why you got to be a Packer fan.
There's
baby.
a great picture of you as a tween. Like it's a senior picture, but it's not.
Yeah.
Of you wearing that Brett Favre jersey.
Oh yeah.
Just leaning up against a tree.
I love that fucking.
I love anybody's photos of them younger leaning against a tree.
Oh, leaning against a tree was just the thing to do in pictures from like 2002 to 2008.
Yeah. Nowadays, these kids have all these cool. Kids are too fucking cool nowadays.
Oh my god, it's nuts.
Pisses me off.
Yeah, no, kids like don't have an awkward phase anymore. Like Pen 15, it's so great watching that awkward phase, and it's like you watch iCarly, and it's just like they're not even being awkward.
Yeah, it's all clean.
You see fucking 2-year-olds with like fresh kicks and a haircut.
Yeah,
nowadays, and it's like I don't even own a collared shirt.
Yeah.
Well, this is exciting. I was trying to figure out what Amon Green's son was up to, and the first thing that pops up is Amon Green pleads guilty to disorderly conduct and child abuse case. So, we'll just go ahead and put our phone away for the remainder of the episode.
He probably left his kid in charge with somebody who was wholly unqualified.
Yeah, totally, right?
Yeah, am I named in that suit?
Yeah. In all fairness, I do want to put it out there for legal purposes. He made an Alford plea, which means he's not saying he did it, but he's saying it's better for him financially to say he did it. So just put that out there. Poor Amon.
Well, Warwick Dunn.
Warwick Dunn was on the Packers?
No, he does a lot of great work.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, and Jordy Nelson.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. How'd Warwick Dunn come up?
Oh, just trying to, like, clean up the image of the NFL.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Tony Gonzalez, he's a good boy.
Yeah. Walter Payton Award nominees. Who are your favorites?
Yeah. Did you go to a lot of games when you were a kid?
Not so much as a kid.
But now.
Well, yeah, me and my dad kind of try to get to one a year.
Your dad and I.
My dad and I try to get to about a game a year.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. So I kind of
Is he a big Packer fan as well?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so I've told this story, I'm sure, on the show, too, because I got 9 stories about the Packers. But who's the fella, AJ? Is there an AJ?
AJ Hawk?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So I used to work at a job. I don't want to give specifics out, but I worked at a job that involved me seeing people's like financial statements and stuff when they want to refinance things. And one time he wanted to refinance. And so I got
his contract with the Packers?
No, I got his W-2. And the Green Bay Packers are, they're like city owned or whatever.
Yeah.
So they just use Quicken or whatever, the same thing. And all I would ever do is see W-2s all day long. So it's like you get a W-2 from like a Fortune 500 company. It's like a very sleek thing. But if you get one from like a local bakery, it's like this terrible little document that looks like shit that Quicken. Packers have that shitty Quicken document.
That's so funny.
But in the spot, they have a little
Probably
box.
Why they don't ever sign free agents.
Yeah, totally. It's just too much work. Yeah. But in the little box on the Quicken, there's a little box that's built for like how much money do you make a year, and you're supposed to put like at most $35,000 in there. It was just like millions, but it was just like 000000000, and then continued, and then on the back was like a printed off like the full amount, and it was like. Jesus, you know, and it was just like he wanted to. It wasn't him sending it; it was his financial people, of course. But he wanted to refinance them. But it was just so funny to be like, I showed everybody in the office. I was like, "Look at this! This is what this is an NFL team are using the same bullshit thing that my mom could use if she wanted to get on eBay." You know, like
I'm pretty sure the Packers, since they're like publicly owned or whatever, they have to release some financial data that none of the other teams have to.
Yeah.
So like all the like net worth on what they think the other teams are worth is all based on just the Packers. Well, not just based.
Your dad,
but that's like.
We
are not owners.
You guys have never discussed buying into.
Getting in.
I would.
Wouldn't it be great if it's a pyramid scheme? Like if you buy in, you also have to work.
It really is. It's just like.
But you have to work concession stands like every couple months or something.
The thing of it being a scheme is like it's only a scheme if people think they're getting more than. So it depends on the person. For sure, there's people who buy it who think they're getting more than they get.
Yeah, but most people it's just something to hang on the wall.
Yeah, it's like getting a jersey. It's like hanging a jersey on.
It's like I'm a Packer fan and I'm part owner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a piece of memorabilia. And I always think it's kind of cool that it's like. It's a piece of memorabilia, but it's a piece of memorabilia that only the Green Bay Packers can have.
Yeah.
Like anyone can get a jersey signed by a player on their team and put it on the wall or whatever, but you can't get an ownership certificate from the Lakers or whatever.
I get really bummed when certain things with sports. Like I like it when when a team has something like that. Like when it's like your one thing you have. Like the Raiders, they have that fucking weird guy that wears like the Mad Max gear. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, they have a lot of
that's
weird guys.
That's
wear
like
a
their
lot of
fan
weird
thing.
gear.
Yeah,
but
that's
like
their
it would
thing.
be weird if every team had that. Which now the Buccaneers kind of have
some teams
like
try
that
to steal it. Yeah,
but like what I think sucks is when you go to a major sporting event and they do like the 5 songs and it's like da na 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 or the da na 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 na.
Well, now it's Seven Nation Army.
Oh yeah,
is like the biggest.
Yeah, and
it's from soccer.
Yeah,
European soccer is where it came from.
Sweet Caroline's big with like a bunch of teams, and like Iowa State Cyclones now. Sweet Caroline's huge with them.
Yeah,
and
especially like basketball and baseball. Love
it just feels
Sweet
so
Caroline.
corny because it's like I have something original, you know.
Yeah, all the Packers
like
original fucking songs at their stadium are like polkas and like
Yeah.
stupid Wisconsin shit. They're so funny.
Yeah, and
That's
that's
fun.
so like
Well, the one thing-
fucking polka in Wisconsin, man. It's just
A good example is a thing I like that the Hawkeyes have that weird "In Heaven There Is No Beer" thing. I think that's like original, and you don't see other teams having something like that, and that's
but
cool.
before every kickoff, they play "Start Me Up."
Yeah. Well, if you don't start me up, I'll never stop. That's
Out of curiosity,
this is out of curiosity now, David. Don't just
so this isn't like a audit.
well,
No, we're not going to hold
one of
you to
your
this.
first big moments as a Packer fan, where
this
you
might
just went like crazy as like a little kid, you know.
Well,
like
I could
one
say,
of your most like emotionally invested moments in like football.
I'd probably say I got 2. One was the first.
Go with the first one.
Well, I became like conscious and like started liking football when I was about 7, and I was born in '89. So that's like right when the Packers were literally winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So like one of the first games I remember is the Packers winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What year?
97?
90s. It would have been January.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Patriots, Packers.
Yep. And so up until this point, I'd only seen movies. So I've seen movies, and then I saw the Packers win the Super Bowl, and then the next year the Packers were in the Super Bowl, and they lost, and I was like, that doesn't add up.
Yeah. What the fuck? Dad, start the car.
Yeah. Like they forgot to have the good guys.
It was like
win.
The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
I was like, this doesn't. Why is everyone sad? Like, Was
And
this a sad movie? Like,
and then several years later, Force Awakens comes out, and you're like, fuck, Brett Favre was putting his dick and balls on people. That sucks.
So that was kind of my first like emotional like like what is happening? The Packers. I literally thought the Packers won the Super Bowl like every year. Also, as a Packer fan in Wisconsin, people talk about the Packers when they're good, and then they talk about the Lombardi era Packers.
Yeah.
So I didn't know football was played from about 1970 to 1993.
That's funny.
Yeah, I thought they were just winning the Super. Plus, you see all the league championships.
Yeah, I thought the Packers had like 50 Super Bowls. The Cowboys had like 2. Fuck the Cowboys. And then, but then the Packers were back on.
You're like, Aikman's okay.
Titletown.
Yeah.
You were drinking the cheese.
Yeah. So that Super Bowl 32 was a rude awakening into what sports actually are.
Oh yeah.
Now when they won, they beat the Patriots. Who'd they lose to the next year?
Broncos.
Broncos, that's right. And then the Broncos won 2 in a row. Right?
Following sports is one of the stupidest things.
It's so weird.
But then my biggest Packer moment of all time was I was at the playoff game.
Buddy, you're crying.
I was at the playoff game against the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Where
With Hasselbeck?
Where it went into overtime and Hasselbeck said, "We want the ball and we're going to score."
Yeah.
And he said it right into the ref's mic, so we all heard it.
Yeah.
And like, I just remember being like a little kid and I was kind of tired and being like, "Oh, it's in overtime. Like, can't we just like go home or whatever?"
Yeah.
And then he said that, and I just remember I don't know if I've ever been more mad.
Yeah. Ooh.
And then
he just went pro wrestling on the crowd.
Yeah. It was. I'm not mad at him now.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was like the coolest thing ever that he did
totally.
that. But I'm so and then I was wearing an Al Harris jersey.
Oh.
And he's the guy who picked him off and ran it in. And
Golly.
so the whole crowd, like everyone around me, and like I'm a little kid, so like everyone's like, "Your guy, you did it!" And so the whole like everyone around me was just freaking out. My dad was like holding me up and stuff, and it was like,
and you're like, I like my space. Please be cool.
yeah, and I was like, I have anxiety.
That's the cool thing about watching live football is high-fiving, hugging, and going crazy with like hundreds of strangers.
Yeah, and now I go to games, and I was at a game, and this little kid was wearing like a Jordy Nelson jersey, and he got like a long touchdown.
He's not on the team no more, you asshole. Eat shit, buddy.
I was like, hey, dude, just so you know, we're probably going to have to cut him at the end of the year because of cap implications.
It's good to tell children about cap implications.
Don't get attached in the modern NFL.
Here's my impression.
Only buy quarterback jerseys.
This is my impression of how Matt Hasselbeck introduces himself to people. Okay, so you just be like, hey, I'm Dave.
Hey, I'm David Freeburg.
Hey, I'm Matt Hasselbeck, and just so you know, remember Elizabeth is my sister-in-law, not my wife. I am not married to that horrible woman.
I thought you were going to say, hi, I'm Matt Hasselbeck, and I want the ball, and I'm going to score.
I always got a kick out of Matt Hasselbeck because he always looked like 22.
Yeah.
Until he took his helmet off.
Yeah. He's one of our bald heroes, though. You know?
He was bald early.
Yeah.
And like...
what a fuck Tim Hasselbeck, though. Eat shit, bud. Get out of the limelight. Why do we care about him?
I don't.
I
don't even know why we're talking about them.
You fucking brought him up. You care the most in this room.
I really do.
Hey,
I love him.
Don't hassle the Beck.
Oh, wow. That's fun.
That was an old fantasy football team of mine.
Yeah.
Don't hassle the Beck.
Good.
Nice.
When he was draftable.
Is Rodgers a big guy for you then? You like him a lot?
Oh, yeah. I'm a big
Aaron?
fan. Yep.
Can I ask you, did
the
you
person too, right?
Yeah.
I like...
Oh, yeah.
He's a pretty
good
cool dude.
Remember, did you ever hear him on...
He wears sandals, I bet.
Did you ever hear him on... wait, what is that? Is that a sign of a good dude?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like sandals, like wraparounds or flip-flops?
Like chilling.
Right?
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Whatever sandal's good for chilling.
Did you ever hear him on comedian Pete Holmes' podcast? You made it weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
a great episode.
When he said he saw
UFOs, and then fucking nobody's ever talked about it since.
I know. It's so. I love that because I also love the way he says it. He's not like, I know this sounds crazy.
Yeah.
He's just like, I saw a UFO.
Yeah.
And then Pete Holmes is like, are you like, what do you mean by that? He's like, I mean, I saw a UFO.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw one.
But it just seems so weird that we're not constantly, because like, remember when
his story's pretty crazy. And the fact that he's like, I have other football players who I can text and they will agree with me that they also
who's
saw
the guy?
It was CTE.
There's the guy on the Rams that said there's a guy on the Rams that said like dinosaurs didn't exist or something, and then that was like the biggest story for like a month.
Yeah.
Fucking Pete Holmes says he believes in aliens or Aaron Rodgers. Nobody gives a shit.
That's because I think half the fans were like, yeah, me too.
Sure, yeah, they're real.
I like mustache Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah. He does all this
He
cool.
needs to bring back the mustache magic. Man.
He does a lot of cool facial hair stuff and his hair stuff in the off season, but then once it gets to the season, he's either like shaved or regular beard, and it kind of bugs. I always want him to play with like
the stash.
Yeah, because all the pictures.
Every quarterback should either have a mustache or a giant beard.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
How do you feel about Jordan Rodgers? Then you got opinions on that guy? You think he sucks shit?
I very rarely think about Jordan Rodgers.
I think that's the
you probably
weirdest
think
thing.
of him even less than
Aaron thinks
Rodgers.
about him.
Yeah, probably.
It's a really weird thing how he was on The Bachelor and then he just like I feel like if you're a superstar's brother and you were in the same sport and you didn't really pan out in that sport, and then you get your shot up, it seems weird that your play is to just talk shit about your friend,
especially
your brother,
when like your play up is 100% because you're related to that guy.
Yeah. He won The Bachelor that year.
But, drama is going to get more clicks, you know what I mean? So he's probably just smart enough to be able to fucking Woody Harrelson Ed TV the shit out of it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we are saying that was a weird move where like, why would you bite the hand that feeds you? But you make a good point, Brandon. I mean, we're talking
Nobody's
about
going to give a fuck about
I bring him up.
If he was on The Bachelorette and didn't say that shit, would we be talking about
Also,
him?
If he was on The Bachelorette and everything went smooth and he never that's the only notable thing is like, isn't it fucked up that Aaron Rodgers' family sucks?
Yeah.
He seems like such a cool dude.
Yeah.
Why is his family suck?
And also I heard him call a game. I think he calls college football now. He called like Pac-10 games or something. And Jordan, he just sucked. He was so bad as a color commentator.
Oh, really?
And I'm just like, buddy, you're eat shit, man. You know me, I fucking hate all brothers of football players I like, you know?
Fuck
Tim
needs to
Hasselbeck,
fucking burn
fuck
out.
Jordan Rodgers, fuck Gary Castle Jr. or whatever. Pat Castle's brother, Gary.
Oh yeah.
He's also a junior somehow. Goddamn.
Fuck Benny Testaverde.
Yeah, fuck Benny Testaverde.
I assume that's
fuck
his
him.
brother's name.
But God bless Derek Carr.
God bless.
Yeah.
Well,
You know?
Derek Carr, he's doing great. I feel bad for him. If he ever once had a fucking person stand in front of him for one down, maybe he could have had a shot. But
Oh, David.
I'm thinking of David.
Yeah.
Yeah, the brother.
I think, yeah.
I
Oh,
consider
brother.
Derek the star now because he's currently still playing and his brain's not riddled by CTE yet.
Well, none of the quarterbacks will.
Well, they just want him.
Depending.
That's because their brains all leaked out their ear some 5 years ago.
Well, no, just all the rules in place.
Oh,
Like,
buddy, here we go.
They're all. I mean, the quarterbacks are the face.
Yeah.
So it's all about protecting them.
What do you
I
think
mean,
of Tom Brady?
It's frustrating that he is so successful.
Yeah.
I think
Pretty great. We got to see it though.
Yeah, it is great to. I was thinking about it actually this year, where it's like there's not a lot of like Aaron Rodgers. A lot of the praise he gets is where it's like they're like, look at this fucking nuts play, like look at that insane thing he did. Where there's not a lot of that for Brady, but Brady's just he's consistently he's maybe not a lot of A+ plays,
Yeah.
but it's just all A plays.
Yeah.
There's no A minuses. It's just all A every play.
I would really get on board, and I could get on board if he didn't seem like such a sack of shit in real life.
You know.
he seems
you know what's funny?
insufferable to talk.
But like,
to.
You know
if
what's
Aaron
funny,
Rodgers
though?
was on that run, I'd be same thing with like I can't root for a Roethlisberger because he seems like such a sack of shit in real life.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
like,
he's like a proven sack of shit.
well, yeah,
in real
he's
life.
like he assaults
You know what's
women.
funny though is it's not. I mean, he seems like a sack of shit to a degree.
Yeah.
Brady, and he seems like the guy that like is the reason. But like the real reason is, I mean, it's Belichick is just
Belichick,
like
the
ridiculous.
whole organization, like Robert Kraft,
Yeah.
the whole top down is a piece of shit organization, the piece of shit people, and then they just keep winning. So it's like this is fucking horrible.
But they're so good
It
at
is-
winning
you're
too.
right.
It's so
In
amazing
20
to
years,
watch
it'll be
how
fun
good
to
they
be like,
are.
oh, but fuck, it's the bad guys winning though.
Yeah.
you know, it's so weird to me. Ugh.
And I love how they take all the other people's, like, they're all about, they have so many, like, failed first round draft picks
Yeah.
from other teams on their roster
Yeah.
that they bring in, and then they just be like, and now he's great for us because you're a fucking idiot, and everybody
Didn't know how to use him.
everybody in the league's an idiot, and I'm Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I just read an article with Chris Evans, Captain America. You referenced him in the top of the show. We were talking about Scott Pilgrim. You are familiar, I mean, of course, the actor, very
Yep,
good looking.
yep.
He was
I want
Snowpiercer.
I want to be in a room with Chris Evans and Chris Long.
Yeah, and just get to fuck both of them, right?
Oh,
Just
God,
put your
yeah,
rod in
dude.
both of them and let them touch you.
I'd do some downhill skiing.
They're both so hot. Chris Evans had a great interview, and I think it was a Hollywood Reporter recently. And he's that guy's got his shit together. He's smart. He's good. He knows the right thing.
Yeah.
And at one point they brought up the Patriots, and apparently
He's good looking too.
Apparently he's a huge Patriots fan, and they're like, "So what do you think of Tom Brady?" And he just goes, and it's like the writer's like, and he obviously there was a pause, and he's trying to find the right words to say, and he's just like, "I hope he knows he's wrong. I hope he's realized that he was wrong for going with Trump." And I hope that he knows that and has rectified that. And that's all I can say is that I hope he understands he's wrong. And I fucking really like the way that, like, he was literally like, Trump's a sack of shit, you know? And like, he's calling out everything. He's like, all these directors who are doing this stuff, sack of shit. With Tom Brady, he had more of a connection. So he's like, I hope the man just realizes he's wrong, you know? And I thought that was really funny how you get into this fandom, you know?
Yeah.
Cause like, I love the Chiefs. But we got fucking when we had Hunt and he beat up that lady, and we got
Hill.
Tyreek Hill, who hopefully he'll be dropped after this last thing that came out. I love my sports organization and I love winning, but I would rather do it without monster players. I think you should. I don't think that's too much
One
to
cool
ask.
thing is that the Raiders always have a pretty strong stance on a lot of that shit.
Abuse and whatnot, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I remember there was talk when Vic was coming back to the league that he was going to potentially go to the Chiefs at the time because Andy Reid or what, maybe it was before Andy Reid, but somebody that was connected with the Eagles were going to get him there. And I just was like, I can't. And I understand that everybody should get a second chance, especially for something like that. Dogfighting's horrible, but it's not quite as bad as domestic abuse or beating a
the
woman.
Raiders just
but I
signed-
still don't want to be around it.
The Raiders just signed Burfict.
Who's that?
Vontez Burfict.
Mr. Perfect
Oh,
from the
yeah.
WWF?
He's a really dirty player.
Yeah.
But like outside of the league, just like
Oh, sweetheart boy?
is fine, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
but
yeah.
like those are the guys I get a kick out of. That
Yeah.
like are like great community people, do a lot of shit, but as soon as they walk onto a field, they're gouging eyeballs.
Yeah.
It's like like all the community shit. It's like this is just I'm doing this so that I can get away with gouging eyeballs when I'm on the field.
I really call me crazy. I'd like to pull someone's tooth out. That's what I got in the game for.
One of my freaking
in college, I thought I did it, but it was
I
just a
love
mouthpiece.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah,
he's like one of the best.
What's his nickname?
Beast Mode.
That's right. Yeah,
he's hilarious,
Remember
dude. He could do a half hour of comedy. And crush. And
Remember when Dan?
He's done a lot of segments where like he's just hilarious, and he's also like a huge
community sport, right? Yeah.
Which is also funny because so many like the same group of offended white dudes that hate Cardi B also hate Marshawn Lynch. Yeah. And it's just like
we gotta get rid of a scourge of this earth. We just need to light it on fire and let the good ones survive.
Oh god.
Are you excited for the Joker film?
yeah, that's actually kind of my shit, because I like seeing what he's thinking.
You sound like the Joker.
I am the Joker.
The New York scene.
I am. That's what people call me all the time. They're always like, "Hey, look, it's the Joaquin Phoenix of New York comedy."
Incel, put him in one.
Yeah. Lock me up. I'll get out. I'll get out. Look at my green face. Boy.
I mean, I'll go to it.
I'll see it. I'm going to go see Shazam this afternoon.
We were talking about it.
Yeah? He already saw it, didn't you?
No, that movie never existed. It's Kazam with Shaq.
Oh, cool. How's that weed treating you right now? I thought you did see Shazam.
No.
Oh.
I got all these fucking people in town.
Oh,
I gotta
your
keep
friend
hanging
Hal?
out with. Yeah.
Hal's in town.
I'm an opening weekend guy, and I'm going to miss a...
I think I'm going to go see it after we record. Oh, by the way, listeners, so we didn't say this, too. Also, if the episode seems wonky as fuck, it's because it's a traditional recording day, non-traditional recording time. We recorded early in the morning.
Yeah, if you guys could tell, this is...
Yeah. The sun was at a different spot in the sky, which is why things were happening. I think I'm going to go see that this afternoon after a week of doing bullshit. Yeah.
What about you growing up? You a big movie fan? You watch a lot of...
Yeah.
Oh, I was big into Star Wars.
And, oh, yeah, because you... what'd you graduate, let's say, around 2007?
Yeah, let's say around there.
Yeah.
Did you graduate in 07?
No, it was 08. It
was 08?
Around 07, though.
That's a pretty good guess.
So, I mean, you
were... you're so young.
You were in, like, 6th grade when the prequels were coming out, right?
Oh, dude,
So you were in, like, the perfect age for,
The Phantom Menace was a birthday party of me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing.
Like, going to go
older.
see that, yeah.
Yeah, but you were getting...
I was in middle school.
You were getting all the toys and the video games.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, everything was, like, directly pumped into you.
Yeah, I was a big... I was immediate... I wasn't someone who was old enough to think the Phantom Menace was bad when
That's
I saw
great.
it.
How long did
I
it take
loved
you to realize the Phantom Menace was bad, and do you still like it? What's your favorite parts from it?
Honestly, I think people...
Or how do you feel about it? Don't let him lead the
I don't
horse
think it's
to water.
as bad as people act. I think the things I hate about it the most is I think Jake Lloyd is the worst child actor of all time. I think
my life!
he's so bad in that movie,
Yeah.
and it makes me so angry.
Mm-hmm. I want him to get his head beat against the wall.
Two, I also think...
In real, like today. Not when he was a child, but...
Yeah.
He sucks. He goes to the
But he
conventions.
deserves to pay for what he did back then.
Yeah. He goes to conventions and talks shit about how bad that movie is and how bad they are, and then he still gets paid like
He's
fucking
the
$5,000 to go to
or one of the
conventions.
big- The other main reason I think they
I'm pissed
really...
he even got a turbo demand.
And it might be going like a little too obvious in like a historical classical storytelling mode, but Darth Maul should have killed Qui-Gon Jinn and then gotten away, and then that's Obi-Wan's motivation for two is to avenge Qui-Gon.
That's why
Qui-Gon, but not forgotten.
Yeah.
That's why I think that was what the Clone Wars series did when they revived Darth Maul was to
they
kind
did
of
what
set that
should've
Not
been.
only
Yeah.
that, but he was just way too cool to die.
Yeah, and then
and come on,
Count Dooku was lame.
the money behind it.
Yeah, I can't believe they killed him.
You could have even like cut his arm off.
Yeah.
And then because they love cutting arms off, and then you could have sold a new Darth Maul toy,
arm,
or even brought back the legless one right away.
Yeah,
but
it's real. Yeah, and
make the legless toy. Because
The thing though that a lot of people complain about the episode 1 is that it's like boring and there's too much politics and stuff, and I completely disagree with that. That's the shit I love in the first one. The idea of like this senator like stealing all the power and becoming the emperor, I love that shit.
There's
the
a little
power
bit,
move, the sphere. I mean, it's not
my
the,
least favorite stuff is the chin stroking meetings.
I love
Yeah.
that shit.
When they're just,
I love
when
it.
there's just everybody sitting
But
around.
it's one of those things where when
stroking
that's
a
what
chin.
your Star Wars is.
That's what I'm watching. That's what I
Yeah.
love in Game of Thrones too,
Yeah.
where they're talking about what their plans.
Yeah.
That's the
Did
shit
you guys
I'm
see
in for.
last night when Wasserman asked that at our show last night at Jackknife, you guys were both on it. Ben Wasserman, friend of the show, fan of the show, Real and NFer, he was doing crowd work and he asked this woman in the front row what she did, and she said she was a teacher, and then next to her was her daughter, and she's like, what do you do? And she's like, I'm an administrator of a school, and she's like, whoa, and you're the daughter? That sounds bigger than a teacher. I thought Game of Thrones had a lot of turn, and it was so fucking funny.
And then there was another fucking person,
Another fucking director of a school. You're like, Jesus Christ. It was great. Okay, that's beside
You big
the
on
point.
all the newer Star Wars?
Yeah, where
too?
you're at with Star Wars now.
Oh, I like them. I was kind of like halfway, like a third of the way through the new Jedi one.
The Last Jedi?
The Last Jedi.
Or Solo?
Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I was like a third of the way through. I was just kind of like, oh, this is so like. You can tell it's more Disney. You can tell it's different. It felt more like one of the Harry Potter films than one of the old. And at first, I was kind of like, it was rubbing me the wrong way. And then I just kind of had a moment where I was like, no, this is what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what it is now. And either like get on board and deal with that, or like don't complain because don't be an idiot. And then after I kind of made that, I like surrendered to it. I loved it. I love it.
I think The Last Jedi, I still stand by it. It's like my second favorite Star Wars movie.
I think
love
so
it
too.
much,
I think
yeah.
there's big faults, and I can complain
Yeah,
about
but
points.
I can do that with every movie.
Exactly.
And
I love
yeah.
they got that whole, it's really obvious, the meta narrative in there about, how bad toxic fanboy culture
Yeah,
is.
Yeah.
Because that's basically what it is where
It's kind of a fuck you to those
Kylo
fucking
Ren
Yeah.
and like the New Order are like
Fanboys.
toxic fanboy culture where they're like, it's like this after, and then like,
what's really interesting about it too, which I love and why I love that director, Ryan Johnson or whatever, is when you go onto the featurettes and all the special features and stuff, that was The Last Jedi was being made during the production of and the release of The Force Awakens. So a lot of people, like, I remember when it came out, Kevin Smith made this like fucking horrific video that was like, he just watched JJ's movie and made the opposite of it. And it's like, that not at all. Like, he was doing it while production. He was visiting the set of JJ's movie because the actors were doing both. He watched that movie come out. It had nothing to do with it. The movie was being filmed while that movie came out. So it had nothing to do with a reaction. That was in conjunction with that. So all of the things that we pick up on it, all of the fanboy references and stuff like that, that was all put in there and predates the actual reaction that happened that made it such a meta release when it came out. You're like, oh, this is referencing the shit it was seeing happen before it happened. And I really think that Johnson really fucking did some shit.
That complaint is so dumb. Like, oh, you just saw this movie and did the opposite? It's like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
The first one is like a mirror image of kind of the
A New Hope.
A New Hope. And then now they're flipping that mirror image for the second one. Like,
Why
is that a complaint?
It's
That's
just,
cool and smart.
Totally. And it's also why, like, things that confuse me is I love Rogue One. And I think Rogue One did something. Somebody else made this observation, not me, but Rogue One was one of those things that was like, okay, we're going to take this thing that you know happened and we're going to tell you all the shit that you had no idea about. And then Solo, which was another one-off or whatever, it's like, we're going to take this thing that you didn't know happened, but we're just going to throw it with all the things you already knew that happened. It's like, you know the Kessel Run, you know all these characters and stuff.
Yeah.
And so it kind of did the other thing. So if I want, like, Rogue One scratched my itch a lot as a Star Wars lover.
Me too.
Solo didn't so much as a Star Wars lover.
Solo
but
scratched
there's
my
somebody
itch.
else. Yeah, there's somebody else
exactly.
who totally did. And that's what I fucking love, you know? And I don't know. I'm so excited about this next one. And
the
Mandalorian TV show. I'm so on board for all of it.
It's all about the sandbox where you keep letting all these different creative minds into this one big giant world. And that's what Disney's great about is, like, if you look at like all the Marvel movies, is they're great at taking like it's the formula forever has been grab an independent director that's hot and doing new cool stuff.
Has a good eye.
Give them this giant production, and then they're good.
Yeah,
like,
and of course there is some bad shit about the fact that like Disney has everything now, and that in like 5 years, if they want to just be an army, we're fucked. But I do love.
But does it? I mean,
What if Disney makes a a military industrial complex
We'll be
of
in it
themselves.
because it's like, well, join.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to be part of the government's army or do you want to be a part
Yeah.
of Disney?
Oh, I'm signing up for Disney.
Yeah,
movie.
me too.
exactly. It's
Are
like
you kidding me?
Fight alongside Iron Man.
Do you want to? You want to? Yeah. Do you
I'm on the Disney's team.
We all get lightsabers.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, do you want to join the military? No, that's fine. Do you want to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 early? You're like, okay, yeah, get me in there.
And then
You know
here's
what I
the
mean?
gun.
And then
Go
all of a
kill
sudden,
You want to see a movie about Darth Maul that's already filmed? Okay, yeah, give me a gun.
God,
Who
now
do you
all I
want me
can
to
think
kill?
of is that scene in Full Metal Jacket
Which one?
where they're all walking around singing the Mickey Mouse Club.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, goddamn. Like, but yeah, I do. And so have you seen like do you watch all the shows and stuff? Do you stay up on it like that now?
Sometimes I'll like dig into Clone Wars like late at night when I'm
It's
just
great.
like looking
Yeah.
for like
Well, Clone
something
Wars
to sleep for.
is-
But I didn't watch through or anything.
Clone
you
Wars
got-
has a lot of great mini arcs. That's
Yeah,
what I
you can
always
skip
like about
stories.
it.
You can just
Because
read what they're about,
I started
yeah.
watching it on Saturday afternoons way back when it was originally running, and you know they'd play like 4 in a row, and it's like then that was that one story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
You
a
know?
90-minute little thing.
Yeah, and if you have, this is what I suggest to everybody that's kind of a Star Wars fan. If you're sick, or if you got a little bit of time, if you're on the road and you want to have something to watch at night,
Rebels?
Rebels.
Oh,
It's
yeah, I've heard
fucking
good things.
so good, and it opens up all these new characters that are so. Like immediately you don't know them and they're not tied to stuff, but then immediately you love them and you like how they do end up getting tied to stuff.
See, I'm
It's
excited
really
about
good.
Mandalorian because
yeah.
I've always just been a fan of like the gritty, shitty, dirty side of Star
Yeah.
Wars, which is why I loved the spy angles in Rogue One,
in Rogue One and
like a lot
Clone
of the
Wars.
a lot of the
Rogue
stuff
One
in
was great.
in Solo. It just felt, with like I want gangsters,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
mercenaries.
I mean,
and
that was
shit like
you
that.
see the original
Bounty hunters.
Yeah,
Oh,
you see the original, and
That's
they
my
dip your
favorite
toe
book. Yeah.
in Han Solo and the bounty hunter world.
at Mos Eisley. That's,
Yeah, and
Mos
it's like-
Eisley is one of the
it's just so-
scenes that makes it feel so real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like a real lived-in fucking
And
world.
for like 30 years, that was a real tease.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're finally kind of digging into that, and it's nice. I mean, they dug it. If you read the books, they dug into that.
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
But
yeah. And the
none of that shit matters.
Favreau,
That's what's funny is the same people that are pissed about the EU getting blown up
Yeah.
and starting over are complaining about them explaining too many things in the
Yeah,
newer
yeah.
movies, where it's also like the books explained everything too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and there's a lot of
also think-
dumb stuff in the books too. It's like,
Imagine being like one of those writers who like wrote like 30 books and
Yeah.
and Star Wars was like, yeah, these are canon. Like, we like you. You're part of this universe, and you're just this big shot sci-fi writer who's part of the Star. And then Disney buys it, and you're reading the news, and you're like, holy shit, Disney I'm gonna be fucking rich.
so rich.
And then they're like, and nothing in the EU
Yeah,
matters,
yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
mother.
Yeah.
well, a lot of them just wrote new stuff.
Sure, but it's funny, it's like, cause
Timothy Zahn.
when,
Yeah.
I get,
They're gonna steal. I think they're gonna use some of his stuff.
They
though.
have-
Yeah, well, the Thrawn is
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
Rebels.
Thrawn's out now as part of his canon now. Not the trilogy, the 3 books, but
But the
Thrawn
character.
is now.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, totally. I think about that too. You're
That's
like,
so
oh boy,
funny.
the 3rd movie. That's just gotta be like the next whatever it is, the first Thrawn book or something. But not
They
at all.
are just being jerks with this episode 9 too.
Yeah, who's they? JJ?
Disney. Where's the
I haven't
deets,
seen anything in
babe?
a
I love it. I've these 3 movies and Rogue or 2 movies and Rogue One and Solo. I never saw any trailers or anything for them, and so it's such an experience, especially when it comes to all the Marvel movies that I've seen everything for. You know?
Oh yeah,
but like
I've seen every trailer. It's
It's
funny
so-
how we consume these movies now.
it's probably why I didn't. I liked you. We saw it opening night. This
Yeah.
is what we do. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not that into Solo. And then we end up seeing it opening night at a fan event, like,
Yeah.
6 p.m. or whatever. But like, I think that might have been why I was still so jarred with Solo is because I didn't see any of the trailers. So I wasn't used to that character yet, that other actor yet, you know? And so I'm getting used to it on the film during the story, and that's just, not a good way to do it, I think. I think you need to see all the previews and be like, oh yeah, that is Han Solo now. I gotta learn that in my head. That's Han
Yeah,
Solo.
I think that's why I did like Solos, because that's my new thing with these things is just surrendering to
Yeah.
what they are.
You have to, man.
I think
do.
Solo...
There's too much.
That's how you enjoy so much stuff.
Plot
It's just
hole.
surrender
The
to
word
it.
plot hole didn't exist fucking 15 years ago, man.
I want to see
Yeah.
Topher
You know?
Grace's cut of Solo because I think Solo's got I think it's awesome, but my thing is I don't love the beginning.
We were talking
And it's so hard to get into. But I love, what's her name? Daenerys from Game of Thrones. I love her character.
Yeah,
I love Woody Harrelson's character. I love Lando.
I want to see more Darth Maul.
I honestly didn't love Glover as
Really?
Lando.
Oh, I
loved it. When it was announced, I was like, that's perfect. And then I saw the film and I was like, I don't think he
I think he did it so well. And I think watching him play it, then when you go back and rewatch him in Empire, you see the stark difference because he was still so like kind of silly and fun. And then in that one, he's silly with Han, but he's still kind of stoic. And then when it finds out it's because Vader's there, it's like, oh, so he's playing against type. So I did like that.
Imagine how good that movie would have been, though, if they didn't get rid of Lord and Miller.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
All they do is make my favorite movie like every year.
That's the biggest like karmic justice is that they fired them and brought in Ron Howard, who's fine. He's great.
It was fine. It just made it very mediocre, and it could have been.
And then their alternate, what they go to instead is they put Morshan Spider-Verse that wins the Oscar. Yeah. Like how fucking that's karma right there. Telling them you're doing fine.
Well, I mean, it's because they, like I said, Disney will pluck a lot of these like independent directors. But also, they have to be more in control because they're dealing with these
corporation.
Yeah, well, they got these like multi-movie arcs.
Yeah.
That all have, so they also have the corporate hands in there. So the directors have to be able to work with that. That's exactly what happened with Edgar Wright
and Ant-Man.
Who we were talking about at the top of the show. I mean, I like Ant-Man.
I love Ant-Man. I think it's great. But I think it would have been different with him.
But oh man, but it'd have been a lot more standalone. You
but
still have to have that.
It might have
their
very
brand,
well. Imagine if Ant-Man felt like Scott Pilgrim. It would be wonderful, but in that universe, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, that's what's good about what DC's starting to go towards now.
Well, if they just need to burn it down and start over with Wonder Woman.
They kind of are.
Yeah.
But, Aquaman was fine.
Aquaman was fine, but I still... Well,
I'm just saying they're making it a lot less connected.
Yeah.
So everybody can kind of do their own thing there, but it's still like... That's why they have like this Joker movie that's not...
I wish I could have been in the, like, whatever, the producer's room or the writer's room of Shazam... The day reviews started coming out and it got certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, I bet they were fucking coming buckets, Like, we did it! Because you think you did it. They always think they make a great movie. But then as soon as those reviews came in and people are loving it, you're like, oh my God, that had to be
Well, they had to have known because they had I almost went to it. They had 2 weeks ago, sneak preview at a lot of theaters, and they typically don't
do that.
If they're worried, they'll keep that embargo up until the week because if bad word of mouth gets out ahead of any of those.
The animated movies though are still so good. I just watched Justice League versus the Furious Five or whatever it is, the Filthy Five.
Fast Five.
Fast Five. Yeah, it's them versus De Niro. Diesel. I get my Vins mixed up.
Yeah.
Vin De
Niro.
Yeah.
I like all these movies when they throw them in decades.
Yeah.
I know, I mean, Captain Marvel was really cool.
Yeah.
Being in the 90s.
Yeah, I love that.
The new Wonder Woman's going to be in the 80s.
Yeah, 84,
Yeah.
Shazam's now, right? But I watched the first 5 minutes of it, and it starts in the early 90s or late 80s, so that's kind of cool, too. There's a little time travel play there.
I like when they do that and they set up the origin story and then fast forward. Like, they're just like, this is how it started, but let's like... in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, when you see young Kurt Russell.
Yeah. By the way, I watched Overboard yesterday. So fucking good. Have you seen Overboard?
Is that with like
Moms Don't Leave?
No.
Moms Don't Leave.
It's Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn from the 80s. And if you haven't seen it, bud, it's so good. The premise is that Kurt Russell's a carpenter working on this
Cedar
super rich woman's cruise ship. Her and her husband, and she's like gloated. It's Goldie Hawn. He's working for building her a shoe closet for her boat, for her yacht. They hate each other. He's a poor piece of shit. She gets thrown overboard, loses her mind. He just shows up at the hospital and pretends to be his wife, her husband, and then tricks her into taking care of like his fucking hill people children and stuff. And then they fall in love. It's so good. And then it ends up really good. Like, there's a lot of things where you're like, this is problematic. This is gonna be around this corner. There's gonna be something really horrific, but it doesn't, and it keeps getting good. Anyways, I watched that story, but I love that
smells
thing.
Like a fun size.
Yeah, baby. At the beginning of the, Guardians of the Galaxy though, when they show, when they show all the stuff when, Kurt's young and
driving down the street with his mom.
David, who's your favorite superhero?
I love the X-Men. I
X-Men,
grew up.
yeah,
the X-Men animated series.
Oh, yeah.
And the Spider-Man animated series back to back on Saturday mornings. That was my.
Who was your favorite X-Men?
I'm a big fan of Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
And I was a sucker for Wolverine.
Wolverine.
I went through a phase. Yeah, I went through a phase where I was
Kitty Pryde?
Oh, I like her too.
It sounds like you guys are singing.
Went through a phase.
I went through. I was like, I don't know. I was like, there's a reason he brought.
I thought you guys
that
were just
specific
singing
one.
that.
She could phase.
I thought you guys were singing that Weezer song.
But no, I went through a phase where I thought Cyclops was cool because I was just.
He is.
I was well. I mean, like cooler than Wolverine. I was trying to rebel against Wolverine when I was like, Wolverine's
he kind of
cliche.
is.
Well, Wolverine.
But then I was like, I got out of that phase where I was like, okay, Cyclops is too fucking kiss ass to authority. I'm back on Wolverine's side.
Goddamn, that's fun.
And I
Cyclops is a fucking bad boy.
he's really cool in the
God damn it.
in the comics and the show. He's pretty cool, but I really hate every iteration
film
of
version?
Cyclops,
which sucks because I like the guy. I like that dude that plays him.
I don't even think
James Marsden.
Martin, I like him. Yeah, I think he's a good actor. He's great in a lot of different
Notebook?
stuff. Yeah,
I don't really blame the actors.
yeah. It's just they don't do a lot of work to him.
I blame kind of just
Also,
everything around.
Man, those
that.
early
X-Men
movies do not age well.
Yeah.
They're just so like
Dark Phoenix is
they're
coming
so
out here
like
real soon.
Matrixy. You know, everything's still got to be
You don't
darkish.
think X-Men 2 ages well? Oh, I think it's so fucking good still.
Not like I think there is a definite line in the sand, and it's called Spider-Man.
Oh, that's the thing I was talking. I think I started talking about this maybe when we started the episode. Remember how we started, then we quit? I was gonna bring up House. I watched an episode of House yesterday. Remember that show, House MD?
You don't have to bring that up.
No, this is interesting. And you're right. I was watching the show, and it's weird because it's like from 10 years ago. But the way that we shoot television looks exactly the same. Everything on it looks the same. Everything seems the same. And then somebody brings out a fucking like click phone or something like that, or like a 10-9 Kyocera cell phone. And you're like, oh, this is dated as shit.
Yeah.
But prior to that, everything looks just like today. And I think
my
that's
problem
interesting.
with like those older X-Men and stuff, it just seems like they're.
You don't like talking about House?
No, they're ashamed to be comic book movies almost.
Yeah.
Like that era, it's
Because it was shameful to make comic book movies for years.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man came out, and it's like,
this is a comic movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like the first two X-Men fine.
I love them.
And I love the casting of... I like the casting in those a lot better than the...
Yeah.
I really hate the new
Yeah.
James...
Well, Patrick
the new
Stewart
Professor X.
as Professor X is one of the greatest castings
I love
ever.
Days of Future. Is it
Like-
Days of Future Past was great, and then I didn't like the last one, and I don't think I'm gonna like Dark
So
Phoenix.
I just hate
there's
that
like
Charles
two
Xavier.
good X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. First Class is the best.
Yeah. Have we ever done an X-Men fun size? Let's do that.
Okay.
Goddamn, David, what a guest. These fuckers love you, man. Tell the NFers, they're the fans, where they can find you on the internet and all that kind of stuff.
If on Twitter, Instagram, it's just at DE Freeburg.
Gotcha.
That's spelled FREE.
Good content.
BURG.
Yeah, great tweeter. I saw you got in a fight with a female comedian out of LA recently,
Oh,
and that
God.
was so fun to
I
watch
was
you
so mad about
watch
that.
you melt down because of how it worked. And then you got a website or anything like that?
No.
No. Where can they find out about your shows coming up? You run anything in Chicago?
I don't run. I hate running shows.
You got to get a producer hat, buddy. Go out there and start booking stuff.
I used to, and I just decided it's just the worst.
Yeah.
I fucking hate doing it.
Yeah. But that's fine. Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you. Oh, and your podcast. Plug your podcast one
Oh
more
yeah,
time.
Inside the Experts
Yes.
on SoundCloud. Off season it's kind of sporadic episodes. It's weekly during the season.
During the season.
But yeah,
Just
you
like
can.
the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but during the off season, you can kind of for big events like when the draft comes. We'll have
You'll
one
have
before
stuff.
the draft,
Yeah.
after the draft. Like so, yeah. When big things come out.
Very cool. Very cool. And also this weekend, if you guys are listening to this the day it comes out, Monday, you're on Friday night, you're going to be on Ream's other show, House of Bricks, right?
Yep.
That's
With,
right.
Gideon Hamburger and Hannah Boone. So
That's
that's
right.
Great.
This comes out when?
This comes out tomorrow.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
It
Oh,
comes
okay.
out today. Came out earlier.
Yeah, it's already out. They're listening
Also
to it.
on Thursday, I'm on airplane mode.
Oh, Thursday you're
which
doing
is at
airplane mode.
Cherry Tree 65.
Very
or something.
fun show.
Nice.
Yeah, very fun with our friends.
So, yeah, come out to those
Jeff and
shows.
Rowan. Fantastic. So thanks for being on the show, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Ream, where can the listeners find you, dude?
We can check out House of Bricks comedy for more details on the show I run. Also,
I hear a little birdie told me next month's your 1 year anniversary of that
That's
show.
right, baby.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. A lot of anniversaries coming up.
Yeah, I got an anniversary coming up.
Yeah, Nostalgic Front's 100th episode.
100th episode's coming up.
Also, check me out on the internets. That's Reamcore with a K.
REAMKORE.
You got it, Patrick.
Yeah,
tell them where they can find you.
You can find me at Patrick Hasty. That's at PatrickHastie. PatrickHastie.com for all upcoming shows. Listeners, if you're in New York, of course, go see House of Bricks this Friday night. If you are in the city of Minneapolis, Minnesota, this coming weekend, the 12th and 13th, I will be at the Comedy Corner Underground. Please go get your tickets. Tell your friends if you have family there or whatnot. Also, thank you for putting up with us during this weird transitional period. Honestly, I've been looking at the numbers, and it seems like most of you figured it out. You're smart people. You know, some of you are professors and stuff. If anybody wants to get on the Patreon, we've had a couple Patreons join in the last little bit. This is our 99th episode. We have a fun size this Thursday, and then next week is the 100th episode. We still got about a week before we hit that. So if we want to push, we're at $83.
Oh, that's doable.
One person gives us, is it $17?
Yeah, and then you can cancel.
Yeah, cancel in a month or so. Just let us screenshot it, you know? To get to 100 by 100. Also, this is very important. I should have said this at the top. Because our iTunes feed got all fucked up and we had to start a new one, we don't have anything on there. So could you please go 5-star review, actually write a review, just be like, this show's great, these dipshits know what they're talking about, and subscribe. It doesn't matter, even if you listen to the podcast through a different outlet, subscribe on iTunes, because now that we're fresh, we have the opportunity to get on that new and noteworthy shit and maybe, start figuring that stuff out. So that'll help other people find the show, and then, you got it. Other than that, the nostalgicfront.com, Nostalgic Front on Twitter, and Nostalgic Front Podcast on Instagram. Tell your friends. Be cool, never die, and as always, remember, if you're not an NFer,
you're an MFer. So get the fuck out of here.
I want to say quick before we start, I don't know a lot of things.
Good.
Welcome to BrainMachineNetwork.com.